Welcome to A Time Like This podcast. We're your hosts, Nia
and Kaya. We're two young women navigating through adulthood, sharing our thoughts and opinions on this crazy world we live in.
In this show, we get into it.
Y'all ready?
Let's go.
Welcome back. It's time to
clock in. So let's get into it.
Period.
Okay.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, y'all.
I know I'm making a lot of noise. Nia's gonna be like, distortion, Kaya.
And you made even more distortion.
Anyway.
Oh my gosh, Kaya.
We have a little surprise for you guys today.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very lovely surprise, actually. Very radiant. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Anyway, let's get into today's episode.
Okay, let's get into it. So, what's good, sis? I'm gonna ask you that first.
What's good, sis? I don't know. Nothing much. I finished my first week of my first year of college.
Nice.
I'm never gonna get this again.
How was it? Tell us about it.
It was good. It was easy. It was a breeze. You know? I felt like, oh, girl, if you just keep up like this, you're gonna ace the whole 2 years. You know, it's gonna be smooth. Hopefully.
I have faith in you, but you have to have faith in yourself, because I'm telling you that first week is a breeze.
I know. I know.
Right? You like, oh my gosh, I can do this.
Everyone was telling me that. But yeah, it was good. We had a good podcast week.
Yeah, we did.
Meeting our deadlines, guys. Y'all don't be knowing, but it is rough behind the scenes. It is very rough behind the scenes.
Right.
We called. I had such a good 2-day talk with Nia. Nia's kept me up till like 11 o'clock.
Past her bedtime. What time was your bedtime?
8 o'clock.
Oh gosh, I thought it was 9 o'clock.
It's 8 o'clock.
I kept her up at like, what, 11?
Yeah, 11. And we did our hair together. It wasn't planned. It
really wasn't.
We're just talking to each other, gossiping. Really, we were really just gossiping. And then I was doing my hair. She was doing her hair. You know, Nia's hair routine. Lord Jesus, it is long. It is long, guys. It takes me an hour to get my hair like this. It takes Nia
probably about 2 to 3 hours.
And then some days.
Yeah. And then some days like 4. If I'm like going, that's if I do like the deep shampoo, deep condition, other stuff.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I just mix leave-in conditioner with egg white. That's my treatment. I was telling Nia.
Y'all look at her hair and then look at mine and then see who hair gonna take longest.
It's not about the texture. Nia just likes dragging things out, man. That's her problem. Anyway,
you're right. Okay.
What's good, sis? What's good with you, Nia here?
So usually I write down my, what I've been doing for the past weeks. But girl, I did not write it down this week. I'm not even gonna lie. I was let me go off the dome. Let me see if I can go off the dome. Mm-hmm. So what's been good with me, y'all? Okay, so I've been working, and actually, you know how like last week you were like, "Oh, you hate working." Yeah, I don't hate working. It's just that maybe it's working from home. I don't want to say the government was right or whatever, but the government was kind of right when they were telling like people don't really like working from home or whatever, because I'd be so lonely and bored.
Yeah, that's like it's boring.
Yeah, and it makes me not even want to do work for real, even though I still do work because I don't want to get fired. But yeah, this work week was really good. This quarter starting off really nice. Last quarter was a struggle. That's probably why I was like so in the dump or whatever. But this quarter starting off really nice with work. I'm back natural, as y'all can tell. I can finally flow my hands through my scalp. It feels really good. And my hair routine did take long, but it could have took like 4 hours, because I use this thing called like a clay mask. You know what Aztec clay mask? Really well. If you want your curls to pop, use that mask.
I don't got no time.
Girl. Okay, you probably don't got no time. But if y'all want y'all curls to pop, look up Aztec clay mask. It takes, you have to deep condition after it. So it's going to take you about an hour plus for just the Aztec and deep condition, but it's worth it. Besides that, everything just been chill with me. I've been getting my life together. I've been setting goals for myself and priorities, getting my priorities together, because I'm trying to get my apartment next year or whatever. So putting money away. My best friends was like, "Oh girl, you got enough money, this, that." No, I need a certain amount in order to feel like I'm comfortable moving out. Yeah. But that's pretty much it with me, girl.
Did you get your hour early yesterday?
No, so I read it wrong. I was thinking it was this Friday. He's talking about next Friday. And I'm like, he said it again, like in the group chat. And I'm like, you're cap. So I went back to the message and it said next Friday. So I was like, damn, it's okay.
So you're getting your hour next Friday?
But we off on Monday anyway, so.
Oh yeah, next week, right?
Yeah, I got
Ooh.
an early.
Actually, I want to plan something like a little girls something next Friday.
Okay.
But I'm gonna get back to y'all on that one because I got school now, and I gotta get my assignments done.
That's what I'm talking about, priorities. I like that.
So I'm gonna let y'all know by not me talking like a South African. I'm gonna let y'all know by this Monday. Anyway.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Are you
First
ready?
Introduction.
Are y'all ready?
Are y'all's ready?
I think they ready.
Boo, boo, boo. I'm just joking. Anyway, I would like to introduce the lovely Avion. I hope I'm saying her name right, but she'll tell us how to say her name. But here she comes.
Woo! Special guest for today. This chair not gonna be empty all day. Look at the beautiful.
It's Avion.
Okay, Avion, period.
She said, get it right.
Y'all gotta get it right.
It's Avion. But how are you guys doing today?
Girl, I'm doing good. First of all, not you asking us the interview question.
I'm
Make sure
saying.
energy's great.
We're doing good though. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing. The week was actually great. My first and last day started Monday for senior year.
Okay.
And so that was very just relieving and grateful to see where I have started freshman year and now senior year's here. And there's a lot of things that have changed throughout that whole process.
Yeah,
So,
I know that for sure.
yes,
definitely
I'm
know that.
super excited. So once this semester is over,
Raps.
your girl's out.
Raps.
No more, gotta give my money. I definitely gotta pay it back. But
Are you up there in loans?
it depends on what you call up there.
So, past 10K is up there.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
That's a lot of money, girl.
Wait, past 20K is even more up there.
No, I'm at 20K.
Okay. Okay. You just made it.
I don't know.
It's like a car. It's a whole new
If
car.
I was at 15, I'm definitely going on, what you call it?
Student loan forgiveness?
No. What's that thing called? We had a podcast about it.
Oh, OnlyFans.
Baby, you paying that loans back on that OnlyFans.
I cannot.
No, good thing Biden,
Yeah, I saw that Biden was talking about the whole how he's going to give money to people for the to be out of debt, and I was like, come on now.
Do you know how it works though? Like, do we sign up or do they just
I have no
You also have
idea.
loans?
Girl, yeah. I mean, but God bless, I'm below 10K.
Okay,
Because
that's good.
That's really good.
Yeah, I made a decision after sophomore year, which I didn't have a car, so I didn't want to commute through Uber or whatever. But my granddad, shout out to my granddad, he bought me a car my sophomore year of college, and I wanted to move out right then and there. I would have been like 5K. My mom was like, "No, stay." I'm like, "Why? Why do you want me to stay? Do you not want me at home?"
She was looking out for you.
Girl, no, she just didn't want me at home, but because she was using my room for a storage room. But anyway, by the grace of God, Georgia State paid for my last 2 years of college. I don't know how. I just signed up for some grants, and I was like, "Oh, bet."
Yeah.
But
That's good.
yeah, so
That is
I'm
really
all
I just
blessed.
signed up for a grant. Oh, I'm hoping
I wish.
I get the money.
I wish.
But at least Biden, I was about to say fucking with you. Oh, I already said it.
But at least it's not like lawyers' debt. Like people who are becoming doctors
Yeah.
and lawyers.
They up there. They like
They are-
100K up there.
yes, $500,000 sometimes. I'm like, ooh.
I'm telling y'all guys, OnlyFans. If I don't get this grant, y'all gonna catch me on OnlyFans because it's not a lot of money, but right now I have to pay $750 out of pocket. So that grant better come through.
And just for future, for anybody going into college or still in college, like sophomore, junior year, you can actually start paying it off early. So when you get out, it doesn't feel so much as a burden on you. Should've
Your
done
whole
that.
first paycheck is going nowhere.
I didn't know about it until I feel like my dad would tell me here and there, but I wasn't really listening. But he also was just just focus. It's okay. That stuff is not going to take long for you to pay off. I was like, that's what you say, Dad, until I'm the
Right.
one doing
it's very
Right.
overwhelming, having to start school and then, first of all, just the whole process alone is overwhelming. And then
Yeah.
just thinking about the fact that you have to figure out how to pay for school. And if you get grants or whatever, having to pay all those things back that alone is just so stressful. Like, as much as you do well in school or bad in school, because I know some of y'all be failing in school and cheating in school.
I passed.
With a cheat.
No shit, no game.
Right.
But yeah, it's very, very special. Like, I've been in school for 1 week. Girl, I've been dreaming about that money. Actually,
What you mean?
nightmares about the money I have to pay. Then there's still other bills that you have to cover.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
But I was about to say it's worth it, but I don't know if it's worth it. But
It's working for certain people for certain careers.
Yeah.
It's how you vision, okay, do I want to be like, have a degree? Or
Yeah.
do I want to
how
be,
much you want it.
Yeah.
How much you want it.
because some people don't need it. Some people
waste
do need
it. Some people
Yeah. And
waste
some
it.
people really do waste it.
Yeah, they get it and then they don't even finish school or do good in school or whatever. So
or even they don't go into their career field
Yeah.
like me. I
But
didn't
but
go
that's
into it.
fine, not going
But
into
that's
your career field.
Yeah, I feel like that happens because I've met, like seriously, guys, like in my classes, I've met a lot of seniors and it's their last year, and they were literally telling me how they just don't know.
Yeah,
like,
that's
the transitioning.
Yeah.
is scary.
it's very scary.
It's definitely scary. Like me going through this transition, I'm like, yo, like this is real. Like
Yeah.
I'm about to be like on my own.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. It's
and
kind of
I'm-
like going from high school to college now. From college now, you're really like in
Nowhere.
the world.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm really trying to get my place like 2023
Mhm.
summer.
Y'all can be roomies.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll talk.
If I get a roommate, we in a house. we rent out a house. Like,
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll roomie with you guys, maybe.
girl, I brought that up. You see,
I brought it up first of all.
after you brought it up, I brought it back up. And you saying, but anyway,
We will see. We'll see. I don't have time for Sway and her hair routines. I'm just joking.
Flips hair.
Anyway, let's get into today's topic.
Yes.
So the topic of today is becoming.
Ooh.
So
Very strong.
yeah. So the start of the topic. So I came up with the topic. Me. But let me explain why I came up with the topic, right? So I've known her for 3 years, almost 3 years.
You gotta say Abion.
Oh, Abion. I've known Abion for almost 3 years.
Abion.
Fuck.
I've known Abion for almost 3 years now. And when I first met her, it was your first year of college, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it was your junior year. And it was very different. Like, you were a whole different person. So when I first met you, we were at Kenny's house. And you were
Yes.
telling me, like, you were a model at that time. Who were you modeling for?
IA at Georgia State
IA?
University.
Okay.
Into
So
the
she was
field?
Yes.
modeling for IA. And I don't even think you like really had like direction. That sounds bad coming from me. But yeah, you really didn't have any direction. And I remember Kenny telling you like about the military and you were like, oh my goodness, I'm joining the military tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like you were so serious about joining the military because you just like needed some direction.
Yeah,
I'm guessing. Yeah, some structure in your life. But now you like a whole new person. Like you are becoming, you are really just a whole different person.
I am.
Like a whole different person.
Really am.
Yeah.
So, freshman year for me, I was very open. I recommend everybody freshman year in college, like, get into those organizations, get into, like, modeling. I was in Panther Report News.
Ooh.
I was in dancing. And that's how I got connected with so many other people who are older or in the same area that I was in. And that's how I love making friends, too. I'm very like out there, very open-minded. I'm an extrovert, bubbly person. As you guys see, I'm like smiling from ear to ear all the time. And so with that, it just made the process and transitions a little bit easier. But of course, COVID happened.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I say the one thing I don't like is that I really didn't get the full 4 years of a college experience.
Yeah.
To develop those relationships, to really have friends from college and like go outside of that and grow with.
Yeah.
So that's probably the one thing I'm like, dang. But when real life hit, it was like, okay, I'll be out. Like, we just got to make something out of it. And that's what I did. I made something out of it. I went into a whole different direction. Guys, I went from like jobs to jobs. I hate jobs.
Yeah, I remember you
Tell me
were
about it.
doing Was it Bitcoin?
I was doing Forex.
Forex.
I did Forex one time. I was
was
like,
that?
yeah, I was like, yes, Abian, we're gonna do this.
Yeah, I thought.
Because I'm like, when I say I'm very open minded, when people tell me a new idea, I don't really like to be closed minded and be like, okay, let me cut it off. Like, no. But I really try to be like, okay, let me see how it works for me.
Yeah.
How it works for others may be great. How it worked for me was not the great experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I'm not gonna say you can't make money. I'm never gonna say that to anybody, but I definitely say big risk.
Yeah.
Big risk, but also you gotta take those big chances at the same exact time. So it's up to you how much money you feel like you can win or lose without feeling devastated or defeated. But for me, you know, on an hourly salary, I'm like, because at that time I was like, I worked at the Tabernacle, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I got into Forex a little bit, I was like, okay, we'll put money here. When I saw I kept losing it and I gained that thing back, I was like, yeah, we're not doing this no more. I was this is over.
Yeah.
And so I moved on. And I'm honestly going to say, like, anybody who has came in my life for those type of moments, seasons, it was a great feeling. You know, I connected with them and everything. But also you have to realize when people are just there just to... They're just right
people
there.
Are just there for seasons.
Yeah, they're not there for the long run.
Yeah.
And so, me becoming those people who are in those type of seasons, I had to leave behind.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
sure.
things, like, I had a very good team that I felt really connected with, but then I understood that, like, our values are different. What I saw, where I wanted to be is different now. So I knew that for me, Forex trading was not it, like, at all.
Yeah.
So then we went on to other jobs, like Home Depot. Girl, I started crying.
I never knew that you worked there. Yeah.
What's wrong with Home Depot?
Nothing was wrong with it, but when you feel like you have a bigger purpose than where you are now,
Yeah.
you start getting that feeling of, like, just defeat.
Like, what am I doing?
Yeah, like, what am I
And
really doing?
I don't see like that kind of retail for you. Maybe like owning the store, but maybe not working at the store to work
not
there.
working.
Yeah, I don't
And
see
so,
that for you.
For me, it just, like, every time I kept coming to the job, I was like, yo, I am so unhappy here. And, like, anybody can have a good day. I'm not saying, like, I don't have my good days, but I was
Yeah.
just being so unhappy, and I was like, I really need to go.
Yeah.
And so at that time, I remember I invested more into my personal health and all that stuff with doing Home Depot. And then I started saying, okay, Abian, like, we went from film and media in college in, like, freshman year. Then we went to journalism. I was like, hell no, don't like to write. Don't like to write. And then I found media entrepreneurship. And so after the Home Depot job, I quit that. And then I started trying to get into social media.
Yeah.
I always love being on social media.
Yeah.
I love to dance. I skate. I sing. There's nothing like, I feel like I'm a very multi-talented person. So I just feel like there's nothing I really cannot do. So social media was my way that I was like, oh yeah. Because I love being seen. I don't care if it's like for a little bit, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and making people smile, having people react to that, really communicate with me and build that community on a social platform. Loved it. So I took that and I was like, okay, Abian, let's get into social media management. And then when that happened, that was like an explosion for me. I was like, this is what I love to do. This is it. Media
found your
entrepreneurship was like my route for college. And then I knew from then on, anything that I decided to do had to be from that.
Yeah.
So social media management, content creation, content marketing. And then where I'm at now as a full-time entrepreneur, I work for myself. I am a social media manager and content creator.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yes.
last time.
Yes.
Yeah,
That was really
inspirational.
long.
I
I'm sorry.
It was so inspirational.
That is why I changed the topic because she is definitely a becoming woman, But what did I want to ask? When you started college, what was your major when you first started?
Film and media.
Okay, there you go. You see,
Yeah.
look at
It
her,
was film and media.
guys.
I
Look
never
at
thought I was
her.
going to be the person that changes my major, though.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be like,
Same.
no, I'm going to stick to it. Like, I ain't finna just keep changing. Then I got to take all these extra classes because the other classes didn't matter now.
Wait, what did you change this to?
Journalism.
Oh, yeah.
Because I thought, like, because I did Panther Report News, I thought, like, okay, I'll be on, like, I'm gonna be like speaking about sports and stuff. And then we started having to write. I was like, oh hell no, we is not doing this. I was like, I do not care to write. Like I'd be like, take this and delegate it to someone else, please.
Yeah, that's how I was. Like I'm an excellent writer. I just hate doing it. Like I don't like putting my words on a paper. Maybe if I was speaking to somebody and they put my words on the paper, then that would work out like that. But I was going into journalism as well, and then I realized like, damn, this is a lot of writing. Like I cannot do this. Then I went to marketing, which I actually like marketing, but I had somebody, like one of my close friends, he convinced me to go into tech because, like, I guess that's where the money is. So that's where I got my degree in. But I wish I would have kind of stuck with what I felt I wanted to do, just because I'm trying to go back into marketing now.
But
so
you're really good with tech, though.
I'm beginner, intermediate level of tech.
I don't know about marketing, girl, because you're afraid to talk to the people.
Girl, I'm a salesperson. I talk to people every second of the day.
On the phone.
And
When we try to
on
network,
Zoom?
you're like, Kaya, you do it.
For who?
I'm just joking.
I'm about to say for who? Sometimes
I'm
I
just
tell you,
pulling
sometimes
your
I don't
leg.
feel like talking. You right. Sometimes I don't feel like talking, but I like to get out of my comfort zone just to see, just like really to test myself. But your story is very inspirational.
It is.
It reminded me of my cousin.
That's why I wanted to have you on the show, because he's just so great. He's just so great. Like, I know
You're gonna be mad at me, Kaya?
What?
I don't think I turned my 12 o'clock alarm off, so.
Here we go with this damn alarm again.
But at 12 o'clock, it'll go off. Hopefully not.
But hopefully we done recording by then.
Yeah.
But what did I want to say? Yeah, you're younger than me, but I really do look up to you, because honestly,
Really?
because oh my goodness, no, I really do, because when I first met you, like I said, I was obviously also in a way different place in my life. But your story is just like, and even though I've known you for 3 years, like I haven't like hung out with you much.
Yeah.
But because I follow you on social media and you're so active on social media, I've kind of seen your growth.
And that is, I love that.
And so, yeah, it really, you know, I look up to you. I do look up to you, because you don't allow things to stop you. And that's actually one of the things that's in my notes, you know, is that sometimes people get in their own way of growth. And you've never gotten in your own way. You've never told yourself, I don't know about this one because I'm not really into that. You just told yourself, let me give it a try. And that's so good, because look where you are today. If again, I don't see you working at Home Depot, but who knows where you would have been today if you didn't work at Home Depot.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
I appreciate that. And I remember I explained that to my people on Instagram. I was like, people who've been following me and really seen, you guys have really seen me go through a lot. Because there was times when I was like, I'm pushing 4X. Then there was times I was like, hey guys, I'm at Home Depot. And then it was like, hey guys, like I'm actually doing what I love.
Yeah.
And like you could tell, like, I got my camera, started working with really high ticket paying clients, and that was just like an amazing feeling, because it was like, okay, I'll be on, like, we can go somewhere with this. And you start networking with great people, and I'm glad I found you. I do. I was so fun meeting her, because I felt like she was just me. Bubbly, exciting, very open. Wasn't closed off, and I was like, okay, great. And then when we like actually hung out, I was like, oh, I like this. And it may have took a minute, but I was like, I really like this. And so it was a great feeling. And then of course I met you.
Oh yeah, her too.
I will tell my story when y'all got done being cute.
Yeah, like, of course I met you. And it was a great feeling seeing how like your friend group is, you know? Like I like those type of connections, because I don't really feel like I have just one particular group. I feel like I'm into a lot of just
bubbles.
bubbles. And I'm like, these are the people, if I want to like go out a little bit, these are the people I can do adventurous things with. Like I just cannot stick. And I felt like it was a bad thing, but I also was like, it's not.
It's not, because I'm not going to lie to you. And this is also something we spoke about in the past, but sometimes when you stick to the same friend group, no shade to any of my friends, but you actually don't realize how closed off you are. Like, I have two best friends, Clara and Dorothy. Shout out to them. And I love them to bits and pieces, and they're very goal-driven, especially Clara, you know, they're very goal-driven. But when I became closer to Nia and Faith, it was a whole different mindset for me. Like, and I actually didn't realize how closed off my mind was, because with Clara and Dorothy, we were literally on the same train. We were au pairs, trying to getting to school in America, which is a whole visa process and whatever. And so we were all just stuck, you know, but when you meet other people, your mind starts opening up and it starts growing. And I started realizing that I don't just have to sit and wait for my visa to show up at my doorstep. I can do other things in the meantime. So it's good that you chop and change your friends, because it really just doesn't allow your mind to just like sit and simmer.
Yeah.
And to y'all, my bad.
No, go ahead.
To y'all point, that's how I felt. I felt that way, but I also felt like, you know, I was one of those people that always wanted, like, you know, a bunch of friends, just because that's not what I really had when I was younger. So when I see all these Black, beautiful people all hanging out together, it's like 10 of them, 10 deep. I'm like, dang, I want that. So I do have my little bubbles of friends, but I always wanted, the only reason I felt like it was a bad thing that I had the bubble is because I wanted the bubble to make a big bubble. You know what I'm saying? But I understand now that not everybody clicks. Like, I was, Kaya know this, I was really nervous to introduce my best friends, Kim and Trey, shout out to them since you shout out your friends, to Kaya and Faith when I met them, just because their energy was totally different. Like, Kim and Trey, they might chill, you know, we turn up when we want to turn up. Kaya and Faith, we was like turning up literally every day, going out, drinking stuff.
Yes, we drink.
Going out, drinking, just having fun. Just, you know, just real hype. And, you know, wanting that is not a bad thing, but at the same time, you need to appreciate like what you already have.
Yeah.
And, you know, bringing people together can make people fall off.
Yeah.
So,
is true.
you know, I'm blessed for what I have with my little bubbles.
And sometimes you really don't know, like, the intel of those, like, Big 10 groups.
Yeah.
You don't know if, like, someone's envy or someone's jealous.
You
because
don't.
Yeah.
we definitely have that problem in, like, Black communities and all that
yeah.
stuff. Like, instead of being like, oh, she looks cute, how about you actually tell her to her face and say, like,
Right.
she looks great, like, uplift her.
Right.
Because then that could be a new connection. That could be a developing friendship. That could be something that opens doors for you. But some people love to keep a lot of stuff to themselves, to be like, nah, like, she's this and this and this. And, like, she's probably, like, the total opposite of what you're probably
people just make assumptions.
Yeah.
But yeah, no matter how big of a friend group you have, and no matter how many friend groups you have, you're always going to have that very, very, very small amount of friends that you will go to for anything. Like,
Exactly.
Clara and Dorothy, baby, I know if this house was on fire, they would drive and pull me out through the window. They would drive all the way to my house and pull me out through the window. And I don't know if my other friends would do that for me. You know, I would hope that they would do that. Yeah, would you do that for me, girl?
Yeah.
I would hope
bring
that
some
they would
buckets
do
of
that
water, you know.
for me. But I know Clara and Dorothy would do that for me because they've proven to be that kind of friends.
And it's okay to have those friends that you really talk personal with. And I also had to learn that, like, my friendship, I take those very seriously.
Yeah.
I really, like, cherish them because it's like, to me, I will go hell and back for you, seriously. And I will want you to do the same thing. But you also have to understand that some people cannot be you as a friend. And some people are not able to take that much energy from you as well.
Yeah, some
so-
relationships, it's just the take and take or give and give. Or
I hate those types.
Yeah, I had
It's
to.
not many that's
I had
a
to
give and
realize
take.
that. I had to realize that. I have my chill, my hype, and then hey, like, we could just talk. If we just only, if we're the friends that we just only talk on the phone, cool beans. I'm gonna be there.
I need it. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
what you
Sometimes.
got?
Sometimes I need to talk
morning.
when I'm at home.
Exactly.
I do want to ask you a question though. Dealing since we're talking about friendships and, you know, all, it's about your support system when you were going through what you were going through, like your journey. Did you feel like you were more supported by strangers or your loved ones?
Ooh, I would say my dad and my stepmom and my mom. I wouldn't say strangers, only because, like, some people really don't know what goes on behind closed doors.
Yeah.
But my parents did, and I'm very open to them as much as I want to be, of course. But most of the time I'm really open, and my dad has really been there and talked me through it. You know, I tell him the days where I'm just like, I really don't know what I'm trying to do. And there's days when he's just like, you know, Abian, like, you put a lot of pressure on yourself. And I do. So, like, on my mom's side, there's a lot of accomplishments I made. I will be the first to get the bachelor's degree. I am the first to have an LLC before 21. I am the first entrepreneur.
Period.
So that's a big milestones that I'm checking off on my mom's side. And then on my dad's side, it's no shade, but like I'm the middle child and I don't have a kid. You know, I am an entrepreneur. I do have my own business, like the LLC and everything. So there were milestones I was hitting on that side too. And I feel like on my mom's side, I'm just a little bit more pressured because I'm her only daughter and I have an older brother. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying my brother doesn't do what he needs to do, but just with hitting these milestones, I feel like on my mom's side, society as like, you know, parent society is more so like stick to that 9 to 5, be comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, not actually go out and get what you're needing, what you want to do with your own life. You know, taking those risks and those chances, because at the end of the day, this is how my dad said it to me. If you don't do it, and you're still in the same place. But if you do it and they say no, you're still in the same place. Mm-hmm. So what is going to stop you? Mm-hmm. Whether you sit here or you're going to do something about it. And then you don't know if that actually just travels into something more and better. Mm-hmm. So if you do it and you actually get it, then you're moving in the right direction.
I actually wrote a quote down for today, and my quote reads, "Ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and the door will open."
Yes.
So that is very true.
And I had like the opportunity to develop relationships with business coaches and mentors. Mm-hmm. And when I quit, I can remember this day. January 7th.
Oh, Lord, not the actual day.
Like, literally, January 7th. I used to work at a hair company. And I was like, I'm about to do it. Like, I just didn't feel welcome anymore. I felt like they were taking me for granted for my time. And I felt like they weren't respecting me and valuing me as an employee. Mm-hmm. And so it was in the social media management world. So it wasn't like I didn't do my job. I love creating content. So when we just had that discussion, I was like calling my business coach, and like she's like a mentor to me, and I was like, I'm about to quit. And I was like, and I'm shaking in the car, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to feel after this, but I have to do it. And so she was like, I support you 100%. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. Went in there, told them, because we just came back from like, they had like a COVID outbreak. Mm-hmm. So we just came back, and I was like, I'm quitting. I told her, I was like, that, girl? I was like, I'm quitting. No, I didn't say it like that.
Like, are you
like,
asking me?
In my head, I was like, I'm quitting. And so I walk in and I say, I thank you for all the things that you have taught me, that I have learned, that I have grown friendships in this company. Mm-hmm. But I really do want to go into a different route and like really try to do this for myself. Because when I hear their stories, like the owner stories, I was like, they literally came from nothing. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, why can I not do this for myself? So that time period, and that was the time I didn't have the paycheck wasn't even coming in. What? So that's what I'm saying. Like when we got back in, I didn't have like money set up. Yeah. Like there was no next paycheck. I just had the few clients that I had on the side.
You weren't getting no unemployment? Mm-mm. Oh, Lord have mercy.
So
you were taking a big risk.
I was taking a big risk. Because it was like, I still had, like, yes, I lived with my parents, but I still had bills to pay at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. So, like, my necessary stuff, car insurance, all that stuff, I still had to do that. So, I still took the risk. And my mentor told me, go to Dollar Tree, get a small jar, get a winner's jar and everything, and start writing down the little accomplishments so you don't forget where you started from. Yeah. And I feel like we always need to celebrate those little things instead of just only focus on these big pictures.
Mm-hmm. That is very, very true. I myself, I celebrate everything, man. If you get your driver's license, your learner's permit, I'm gonna make you a little basket, okay? Like, if you get accepted in school, girl, I'm gonna send you a basket. I am just that kind of person because that's what I was taught to do as a child, because my mom also came from nothing, you know. She had to work really hard to get to where she is today, and she always says her biggest regret in life is beating herself up for having to continue moving forward and forgetting all the things she's already accomplished to allow her to be where she is today. So I agree with that. Definitely don't beat yourself up that you are still trying to get to the next step. Celebrate the steps you've already taken, because if you never ever took those steps, you would have never gotten where you are today. So don't forget to celebrate the small things.
Agreed.
I actually wrote that down because that's really a good idea, because I'm the type of person that like beats myself up a lot over literally everything. The fact that I still live with my mom, I beat myself up. And it's not even like, I won't even say that part is my fault, really, because I was supposed to move out this year, but, you know, sometimes everything doesn't really go how, you know, you want it to go.
Yeah.
COVID hit, inflation hit, and everything just went skyrocket. I had money saved up, everything, I had a plan for everything. And then it didn't go to plan because everything changed, you know, and I blame myself for that a little bit. So I'm going to write this. I'm actually going to get a notebook, because that's a good idea to write my accomplishment down, because I'd be forgetting what I accomplished. I always look at the negative side, like, oh my gosh, I didn't get a Blaze, or oh my gosh, I didn't get a new car.
You shouldn't. Not at all. I was the same way. Like I said, my parents will always tell me, like, you put a lot of pressure on yourself. I do. Because I just feel like I have to get somewhere. Like, my life has to be different.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm too expensive.
I know that's
I'm
right.
too expensive. Like, I am. Like, I know the type of life I want to live. That means I understand, okay, hey, Albion, we got to start making a business plan, structure, and start saying, hey, this is the money that I want. These are the goals that I want to hit, so I can live the life that I know that I desire and that I know that I can have, too. And you have to, like, really believe that within yourself before you have some stranger or even your parents really tell you. That comes from within.
Yeah, it really does. That's so funny that you said that, because I literally was talking to Kaya about that this week. I'm like, okay, girl, we spend a lot of money for this podcast, and we spend a lot of money individually for ourselves. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna make an Excel sheet for the podcast to keep up with our expenses, and also I'm gonna make an Excel sheet for myself, because if I keep going this route, I'm not gonna get a place next year, and it's really gonna be my fault then. So I'm like, all right, let's get our stuff together. And then we were talking about earlier with I was talking about earlier with her saying that I was, you know, getting my goals and my priorities straight this week, because I'm like, damn, where do I want to be next year? Like, this time next year, where do I want to be? Not in the same place I am right now. So, yeah, that's some good advice.
Yeah, game plan it out. And then, but also, like, don't rush something.
Yeah.
It's on your timing. You know what I'm saying? And God's timing.
Yeah.
Too. Because I feel like we get in this mindset that we see everybody on social media. Like, don't get me wrong. Yes, I'm a social media manager and content creator, but don't ever get it twisted. Like, people really do fake lives on social media, and a lot of people don't see that. They just see, like, oh my God, like, they're hitting this, and all this stuff, and I want to be that. Like, why can't I not? And then you start defeating yourself because you see an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old doing more than what you're doing. Yeah. But I sat there and I was like, are you looking at what you're trying to do, and why are you trying to compare somebody else's steps to yours?
Yeah.
I tell people, I see people who had, my friends sometimes got places that they were 20, 21, 19, all that stuff. And I was like, dang, like, I can't wait to get to this point too. And I was excited for them. Like, I would love to help decorate. But little do I know, behind the scenes, these are the same people. They are struggling. They're like, hey, girl, I can't go out because I only got this much money. I need to save it for rent. So it's a difference of saying, hey, I want to save up to make sure not only can I get a place, make sure I can put stuff in it, but make sure I may have like 3 months of rent already set.
Yeah, that's literally what I said. 3 months. You need 3 months of rent saved up.
Because those are most probably the first 5 months is the hardest months too, because you've never had to keep up with a bill that big.
Yeah.
Consistently, literally every month you have to pay that bill.
And more.
Exactly. And then you still have to, besides the furniture, you still have to, groceries alone is like paying rent. Because you have to buy groceries,
utilities,
literally
water,
every single
car, like
gas.
Expensive for yourself. Exactly. You know, you want to go out.
Hair products. Home hair products come out to like $50 every time she buys. Right. Like, it's expensive. It's very expensive.
I had to learn that.
I was telling Nia the other day, because we were speaking about something, and I was telling her about, like, you know, setting goals and all of those things. But I was also telling her that, like you were talking about how sometimes people look at other people's lives and wish for things, whatever. I was telling Nia that the sun and the moon have the exact same job, right? Yeah. They both supposed to shine. But what do? They shine at different times of the day. The moon shines at night and the sun shines in the day, which means your
like
time
that.
will come. Your season will come. Like, I came to America all by myself at 19 years old, okay? And I had a plan on what I wanted to do, and it did not work out that way. My plan was to come to America for 2 years, maybe try and stay to study, but leave and continue my au pair journey and travel and study in different countries and make new friends. And that did not happen. I now live in America for almost 3 years. I just started school, and it's just a whole different game plan, and it's okay. It took me a little bit longer to get to where I am now, and it's still gonna take a little bit more time to get to where I really want to be, but my journey never ever ended.
Exactly.
It never ended.
First of all, I was supposed to be famous by this.
Every day, I was just telling myself yesterday.
I'm like, dang, why they ain't put me in acting classes? Because
Exactly.
come on, I'm supposed to be with
famous,
what's her
but
name? Marcery?
Marcy?
Marcy?
Who's that?
The little girl? She like the youngest director.
Oh, I know. Yes, I
What's
know
her
what you're
name? Marcer?
Oh,
Marseille.
Marseille.
I was with
like-
Marseille.
I'm saying.
I was like, trust me. I'll be like, listen, I'm supposed to be famous. I'm supposed to be on television. Somebody's
Right.
supposed to be my
Somebody
agent.
talk show.
I'm supposed to be somewhere by now.
Someone's supposed to be doing this back
Right.
behind the scenes for us, okay?
But we're here.
But yeah, and
We're
even
here.
with the podcast, like a lot of people most probably don't take us serious, but I don't know. I'm sure it's also serious for Neil, but this is very serious for me. Anytime my money is invested in something, oh baby, I'm gonna take it 110% seriously.
And it doesn't matter if anybody takes it seriously.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, you're going to grow your audience. You guys are going to know your audience. You guys are going to understand what communicates to them. And just how, like, everybody else started. Nobody started with a big banging podcast unless they were already big banging themselves.
Young Miami.
Yeah, like, that doesn't happen overnight. So it's the fact that you guys took the step to say, this is what I want to do and this is what I want to invest in. And I'm like, okay, you do it for the long run. It is a long-term investment.
Yeah.
And at the same time, when we first started this all together, me, her, and Faith, we didn't really start it for the audience. We started it for ourselves because we were like at a fashion show. We were like, we was critiquing them
No,
a lot.
we were judging.
We was critiquing them a lot. And we were like, dang. Well, I was like, dang, we should really have a reality TV show. And Kaya said,
She said Netflix. She said Netflix. Miss Tina said, I said, I don't know about Netflix now, girl.
Girl, we coulda
really
did
a little bit
some-
out of the box.
and then I think Kaya said YouTube, and then Faith said a podcast. That's honestly, that's how it all came together. We were just all brainstorming, and it was just like for us to speak on a platform, not necessarily like, to a specific audience, just us to speak on a platform and have this history of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like 50-50. I'm doing it for the audience, but at the same time, I'm still doing it for ourselves. That's why I like coming here.
But if you don't, that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
If you don't do it for yourself, it should be for yourself. There's a lot of podcasts I've listened to and read books, and I sit there, I was like, if it's not personal self-development for themselves, how are they going to try to give that energy to a whole other audience?
Yeah.
They have to love it themselves before they sit there and be like, I'm committed to this, to make sure people get this knowledge for free.
Yeah, and that's where I stand. Like, especially having you on the podcast today. For me, it was about, I was actually speaking to my cousin on Sunday evening, and he was telling me like what he wants to do and how he's trying to grow and whatever. And I said to him, we're having a guest on the podcast this week, next week. Well, that's when it airs. And I told him, you have to watch it. Because the girl that's going to be on the podcast, she going to make your life change. Her story is going to make your life change. And yesterday, he sent me a text message. He's like, so wait, it's only next week? And I was like, yeah, sorry, you have to wait. And he's like, oh my goodness. And that's where I am in the podcast right now is Nia and I both, yes, when we talk, we try to give advice and help people. But especially when we have guests like you are a living story and you're still growing your story. And I mean, look, we already have one person that's like dying for this episode to come out. And that's only because he knew the title, not really because he knew just how much you're gonna tell about yourself, so that's what I like. I like coming on here and showing people that we've grown. I mean, yes, people can see from the first episode to now that we're totally different people. We were literally sitting like this.
Girl, Girl, remember I was shaking when I did my first.
I know. And now look at us. We hit the table, we laugh, we scream, we curse.
Get distorted.
Lots of distortion. Lots of distortion.
I think the best part is like the value.
Yeah.
And what you feel and what you bring. Like I can honestly say like when when you guys wanted me to come, I was excited. I was like, wow, like you guys care. You guys see that. And that makes me happy. And I want to give that same back to the community to just value. Because, like, when they get an insight of other people's lives, sometimes it doesn't make it so hard on themselves.
Yeah.
And I definitely want that to happen because, trust, I've been the girl that's like, why am I comparing my life to other people? I've been the person that has gotten depressed because I haven't really, tried to figure myself out. And, like, nobody knows those things because I kept it behind doors. But some people really need to hear those.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. This becoming story is great, but behind
it's
closed doors, it's hard. It's hard being an entrepreneur at this age. It's hard trying to say, like, every day I am waking up to a purpose, and I'm like, okay, let's go after it. Let's go after it. And there's days when I'm like, dang, am I doing enough?
Yeah.
Am I not doing enough? And I have to, and sometimes there's second guessing, but you also realize, like, you keep pushing forward. You get that one breakthrough.
Yeah.
You feel like you're on fire. You're on like a railroad track. Just, That's not a sound of a railroad track. That is not the sound of a
maybe
railroad
like
track.
Fast and Furious
or something.
That's like a car.
I don't know. That's like a train slowing down, maybe.
I was like, I didn't want to be like, phew, phew, phew.
That's also not a train. But yeah, just wanting something in life. If you really want something, you'll really put your mind to it. When we started this podcast, like Nia says, it was kind of a joke. We never thought it was gonna be serious.
Whoa.
No, take it a little
me,
easy now.
I never thought it
Right.
was gonna be this serious. And I want to say, within a month from having that funny conversation, we had a podcast. Literally, we had equipment, we had a podcast, and it was hard in that month trying to get everything together. But
It's still hard.
it's still very hard. But this is where we are now. And for me, the hardest part is most probably just the fact that we use our own money to do all of this. But I know that at the end, there's going to just be a bigger goal and a bigger rainbow. And when we get sponsored, baby,
It's over.
I'm
You're gonna be
telling you,
killing it.
I'm not going to be doing my own hair in the morning.
Girl, I'ma still do my hair because I don't trust nobody with my hair.
I can
You
feel
know,
that.
my own makeup.
They can do my makeup.
Next time you come on our show, someone might be putting lipstick on for you, girl. You never know.
I'll be like, wait, I'll be on, wait. Okay.
Who's on pause, We're going to have someone do more action. So, period.
And
If
do
you want
guys, like-
something.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
And then, like, do you guys see yourself becoming in other things? Because sometimes it's not even, like, careers. It can be, like, the physical, the mental.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, no cap.
No, like I feel like this podcast is really the start of
Something big.
like something big, and also myself. Just because before this podcast, I just graduated last year, and when you graduate college, some people get really depressed. Fortunately, I didn't get depressed because I went right into working because I have to do something. Like I can't just sit around just relaxing. I mean, sometimes I can do that, but I can't sit around for too long relaxing because I feel like I'm not doing enough, in life. And I feel like I can be accomplishing something. So after I graduated, I was working in IT. And then I just, like you, I didn't feel like I really appreciated at that job, except for my boss, which was the best boss I ever had. But except for him, I didn't really feel appreciated. And I didn't get a lot of work because I feel like they didn't trust me with that much work. So I went into sales, which is like basically your own role. So I'm not like the salesperson that I'm not like a consumer salesperson. I'm a commercial salesperson. So I'm business to business. So I have relationships already. I don't have to like go out seeking, hey, do you want to buy this? No, I'm like
That's
maintaining.
nice.
Yeah, right?
Because that's before B2C, it had to be B2B.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I cannot do that. I can't do that. But yeah, so I'm here right now, and I didn't think I can really ever be here just because, IT people, we're kind of like, well, I can't even say I'm an IT person anymore, but they're kind of like standoffish, quiet,
That's my
to
boss.
themselves. Yeah. So, when I went to that position, I'm like, oh, wow, this is different. I have to talk to people, actually have to talk to people. And then when we started the podcast, I'm like, wow, I can see myself growing even more. So it was like, yeah, I was working, but I needed something fun and uplifting to do. So when we started this, I was just like, wow, I feel like I'm starting to find my purpose in life a little bit more. And I'm
It's
honestly,
a blessing.
yeah, I'm blessed, and I'm honestly happy that, you know, I met Kaya and that we started this, and I'm just ready to see where it takes us.
Yeah, and I could do this. I could do this if we got signed to a deal. I could do this with Nia every day and just become rich off doing this. But yeah, I could do this every day. Like, you know, this is just like a rough dream, but I do see us. So I do hope that we, I don't know, interview celebrities on red carpets, or you know,
will.
I do
Affirm
see that for us. Yeah,
In
speak
air.
it into
Speak
existence.
it.
But yeah, I do see that for us. I enjoy doing this, and it's hard. Sometimes I'm like, do I got to do this today?
I
But
feel that.
it's hard, and the nice part about the thing about a podcast or any social media platform, when you're working with somebody else, it can become a lot. And friendships, no, I'm not
just
saying
kidding,
that
I'm
too a lot.
kidding.
Friendships and people can get tested, you know,
Yeah.
like there's a lot of time a very straightforward person, and there's a lot of times where I've had to bite my tongue, but it's okay because I have to learn that I'm not the only person in the environment, and
And some people can't handle the way you speak to them.
Exactly.
Like some people actually, you have to speak to them a certain way.
exactly.
So your response doesn't come out as rude, but as it gets across, it's
Yeah.
like, I need you to at least get it, know what I'm
Right.
coming
Yeah,
from.
but yeah, it's so great. I feel lucky that I've found the person I would want to do this with forever, but she annoys me sometimes.
Girl, ditto.
I feel like for me, the little movements of when I see people on healing journeys, I be telling them, I was like, that's another reason, like, you are becoming someone. You know, for me, the physical, I love being active. I love the gym.
Yeah.
That is a big part of my life.
Trying to get like you.
It's a big part. Like, I work out at least like 45 times a week.
Oh my goodness,
Like,
guys.
that's something that I took and went and was like, this is something that can't change, you know? And I feel like that has a part of me becoming as well. Like, I want to have a rocking body, okay? I want to show it off. I know how I look. I know what I want to dress in, too.
Yeah.
So, and it's those, and it's also journaling. And it's also understanding, okay, Abian, like, these are the things that make me happy. These are the things that I need to stay away from. And you keep learning that as you go, whether you're in relationships, situationships, my people. Like, I'm going to be honest.
Relation boats.
You gotta get out of the situation.
You gotta really gotta learn, like, okay, what is it, your needs, your wants, and your desires, and what are also your non-negotiables. Like me maturing and becoming into a feminine woman, there was a lot of things that I don't do no more. Like, I don't do the whole tomboyish thing, but there's sometimes like the athletic world, it gets me in those moments where I can be that, where I can be aggressive. But I also learned, like, I love wearing heels. I love going out to dinner dates and having fun and dressing up all the time. That is me.
Yeah.
And some people are not like that, no judge and all this stuff. But I'm saying for my feminine energy, because it's the little things that we don't actually consider when we're becoming feminine women. It's those body languages, how you speak, how you act, how you talk. So those things are very important for me. Let me just say that. For me in becoming. So it just feels nice. It feels like it feels really, really nice. And I'm learning still my non-negotiables. Because as you know, non-negotiables change. Things that you want to be like,
That's
okay,
true.
these are my needs. Some might change. These are my wants. Those might change. Or these are like negative. Like, I'm not doing it. But you might actually find a person that may not fit everything, but they fit the most things that you actually really need.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also sometimes like you said, those things change. You might find the perfect person, and some of your most important things don't become as important anymore. Like, you know, it's okay to write a script of what you want and who you want to become, but it's okay also not to stick to the script. Sometimes if you stick to the script, you actually don't realize how much you lose.
hate, yeah.
And how
You
much you
actually hate it.
lose in life. You know, like, I know a lot of people that hardcore. Like, my best friend Dorothy, when I first met her, oh baby, she was like, you gotta do this for me as a man, you gotta do that for me as a man. And I was literally the one that had to be like, look at yourself in the, do you do that? Do you do that for yourself? No, you don't.
I
What
feel
do
like
you
a
do for
big thing.
yourself that makes it okay for someone to do that for you?
Yeah, that is a big thing. I don't like that.
Yeah, I had like,
I get it.
and that's how she, I guess, started like, saying, okay, this is okay or that's okay. And it's fine if you still like that. It's fine if you still like that. But you need to realize that you being like that, you just close so many doors for yourself, not just in relationships, but just in general in life. You just start closing doors because you just have this idea of what you want in life that it's so stuck in your head like gorilla glue,
But that's also
and
from society.
That is true.
That is
also
also
very
from
true.
society, and it's also how it can be parents' influences. Like, I had to understand that, hey, Abian, there's some things I want to take from my dad relationship. There's some things I want to take from my mom relationship, but not all of them. Not a lot of them, because I had to learn my path and what I want. Like, for me, I know that I want a leader in a man. I know that I want a masculine man. I know I want somebody that's an alpha.
Yes.
I know that.
She's like, yes.
I know that, but I also have to look at myself and ask myself, am I doing the right things? Am I presenting myself as that female woman to be fitting into that alpha man's life?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things we want a man to do, but we're not doing it themselves. And like in society, as we get older, the ratio for men and it starts going down, it starts dwindling.
Yeah.
Like women who are 30 and stuff, it starts dwindling because most of the older men like younger women, and then most women like older men. And then we also have to really look at, okay, if I want him to be masculine, strong, fit, am I doing those things for myself?
Yeah.
We take this thing as in like, I'm sorry, I'm not into the BBLs. I'm not into like the flake plastic surgery. If that's you, that's you. No disrespect to anybody. That's just my preference. But however, like, you want this type of man. What are you as a woman though? I cannot stand girls that are like, oh yeah, I want him. He has to be this, X, Y, and Z. But then themselves is like, you eat like this though on a daily matter. You don't cook. You don't do like the necessary.
You barely clean.
Yeah, you barely clean, but you want this man to be making all the bread, coming home to just you and like, sorry,
noodles?
Sex. Yeah.
Yo, ramen noodles is good, guys. You just gotta spice it up a little,
Like, there's certain things you really have to ask yourself.
Yeah.
And
And vice versa, because I don't think a lot of men let themselves go as much as women when they're in relationships. But some men do let themselves go. Some men do say, ooh, I want this is one thing I cannot say. I can't stand a man that says, oh, why don't you wear that? Because I don't like wearing that. I don't like to reveal my body. Like, you guys are comfortable in crop tops and stuff. I am not, right? And that's okay. That does not make me less sexier. I feel sexy today in my little tight fitted dress, like, as a man, if you want a sexier woman, go and get a sexier woman.
Right.
Don't date me, or don't start dating me that wears certain clothes and feels sexy in the clothes I wear, but then 2 years down the line you want more skin.
You're trying to
You should have
change me.
started with more skin.
Yeah.
I can understand that. Sometimes I definitely feel like there's a way to present it as not so harsh. Like, there's a way to say, hey, babe, I like you in this. How about you actually go get something that you actually think will look good on her? I want you to wear this
Exactly.
tonight.
That's another point I was trying to make. Buy the things you want to see me in.
I'm saying, you want me to get my nails done every day?
Okay, I am a cheapskate girlfriend. And I do my own nails out here. I'm a cheapskate. Okay, you gotta do nothing like that for me. But yeah, if you want to see me in something nice, buy it for me. Because sometimes I can't afford the nice things you want to see me in. And if you can afford it, then by all means, darling, buy it for me.
Yeah.
The floor is yours.
There's literally certain ways that men can do to, like, get you into that, like, okay, let me actually do this for him, It's not like he complains about it. He's just respectfully giving another alternative to it.
Yeah.
But that is also something that you don't find in most men. Men can't sometimes communicate that well. And they'll probably be rude. You'll probably feel rude about
as
it.
hell.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
That is something,
I want to call my men's out.
You just did by saying that.
No, I don't want to call my men's out, but when I was talking about the nail thing, he had brought up the nail thing, how I don't get my nails done a lot because I have the weakest nail beds. And my finger, one time I had a nail on, I hit it on the table, slight. My whole my shit was leaking. And I have really weak nail beds. Like, even my toes it just break. Like, I have acrylic on my big toe and it's broke still. Yeah. So he was telling me about, how I don't get my nails done. I'm like, first of all, I have weak nail buds. And second of all, nails not $25 no more. They're not $30 no more to get nails done. They like
You want the
70
good kind?
and up.
Exactly. You want the good kind?
If you want me to get my nails done constantly, you either gonna pay or you're either gonna be quiet, because I'm not about to keep paying to get my nails done.
That's true. No,
That's
that's true.
true.
I watch a lot of TikTok, guys. I watched the TikTok about this girl that came home and she was telling her boyfriend like how expensive nails is, and she's not gonna get her nails done anymore. And he went out and he bought like this whole nail kit, and he came home and he's like, okay, from now on, I like it when your nails are done. So from now on, we're gonna do your nails at home. We're gonna
I like
figure
that.
this
Exactly.
shit out.
There's so many other alternatives.
Yeah.
Press-ons.
Yeah.
Right.
Press-ons.
I
I told
some.
Nia about press-ons, because
You knew
press-ons is
press-ons.
life.
Press-ons
But
are life.
I did
now
not-
I'm at the gel, guys. I do my own
Most-
gel nails.
Like, most men love natural nails anyway. And it can literally be like, it doesn't mean you have to be bare, but be to like, it could just be a little gel on them, stuff like that. It doesn't always have to be the acrylics. Trust me. But if money tight and if we are
It's
looking
really
out for
expensive,
ourselves,
yeah.
baby, get you some press-ons. Okay.
Just your little $20 for Shein,
Exactly.
Shein press
You
on.
can go to Ulta for some nice press-ons.
You can go to Shein
beauty
for $1
supply.
press-ons, okay?
You go to the beauty supply store for some press-ons, but
Exactly.
don't let no man try to sit there and tell you what they want you to do if they're not even slightest bit contributing into your life in a positive way. Because I'll sit there and be like, well, if you got all the big bang buddy, then go ahead and bring that over to me.
That's how I feel.
If
That's,
you got
that's
it.
my thing. That's my thing. If you trying to see me in that little, sexy string toothpick, what do you call it?
Lingerie.
Floss.
Floss?
Dress.
Oh yeah, okay.
Buy me that floss. Buy that floss for me.
How you
'cause-
know to wear floss?
Now I would say,
Quiet.
let's just say like he's doing everything right and all this stuff. Would you?
That's different.
Okay. Like, would
would.
you? Okay, that's
like, I mean, in my situation,
gotta,
right?
they gotta be a
Yeah.
balance.
In my situation right now, like, my partner did tell me he wants me to be a little more sexy.
It's okay.
So now you're calling your man. We're both talking
Okay,
about
but
men.
I wasn't not trying to call him out, okay? And it's not in a bad way. But he does a lot for me as a partner. And so I did take it upon myself to find sexier clothes that I'm still comfortable in. And I also learned that I don't think people also realize this, but in order for you to feel your most sexy, you need to look after your body. Like, I tell guys this all the time, but I've lost a lot of weight. And I feel most comfortable now to wear those things. Like, I have extremely big breasts, okay? And that's honestly the only thing that's ever kept me back from wearing certain clothing. But now that I've lost weight, my bust is obviously a little bit smaller, but I feel like I'm more proportionate. Like, I feel sexy. I still don't really like my boobs, but I don't mind them anymore. I don't mind having them out or looking a little bit more sexy, a little tummy out vibes, you know what I'm saying?
Physical health is always sexy.
Exactly. And when you physically in good shape and you physically feel good mentally,
Yeah.
you're
Your
gonna be
confidence
good
raises
forever.
up
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much higher. Like,
It
people
really
don't
does.
understand, like, your health is your health is more important than money. Your health is more important than your job. Like, you taking care of yourself physically, I don't care if you go to Pilates every day. There's girls' body rocking in Pilates, flexible as crap. I was like, whew.
Okay, y'all. So once again, my phone alarm went off, but I promise y'all this is the last time I'm turning that alarm off on Saturdays.
Lies.
There are no more alarms on Saturdays. It's gonna be going straight through. But I think our discussion today was pretty good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Y'all thought it was good?
I
loved
do.
it.
I thought it was very good. Thank
Just
you for coming.
Thank you so much for
I
coming.
really appreciate
I feel like
you
you-
coming. And yeah,
Oh my
we
bad.
had
I
a
didn't mean to cut you off,
good-
girl.
We had a good talk.
You got an attitude today.
We had a good. I'm about to,
It was
it's
very
all good going
natural,
on.
flowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I like that. And I hope you guys, you guys see where I am. I hope people got
Yeah.
value from this. And you guys have definitely brought value into my life as well.
Yeah, you were very inspirational, honestly.
Yeah.
Like Kaya, I didn't know that you were younger than us. I thought she was like good 24, 25. But
I'm 21, everyone. I'm 21.
she's 21. And to
Yeah,
hear
she's
that she
only
accomplished
21.
this much
She's
stuff
only
is just
21.
like very amazing to me. You know what I'm saying? And I did say you reminded me of my cousin. I really feel like y'all should link because y'all would. She's like 30 something. She live in Miami. She live in who girl? I'm giving her location out.
I'm saying.
She live in Florida.
Don't giving out the location.
Oh dang! I mean, but it's general. But yeah, I think y'all would link. So if what am I about to say her whole name? If you're watching this, I'm gonna give you her contact. But Yeah, it's a good time to wind down. I feel like we were winding down the whole time, basically.
Yeah.
It just was just such a good conversation. But
Yeah.
what are some tips or takeaways that you got from this, or you want to tell the people?
From this podcast?
Yeah. Well, from today's conversation.
Today's conversation, I just hope you guys understand that, like, growing never stops. It's a continuance, but it's up to you to keep pushing and moving forward. You can only stop yourself. It's not the outside forces. It's not if somebody tells you no. It's more so the fact, okay, if this is the person that I want to become, what are the necessary steps I got to get there? Have those action plans. Take time for yourself. Sometimes you got to learn how to be alone before you start be connecting with all these other people. You know, and I also need to do that myself. I'm doing that now, actually. Like, just really taking the time to feel myself, put me first, you know, before I'm sitting here like, okay, let somebody else come into my life, you know, do other things. But more takeaway is that I got to know you guys way more, and I feel way more closer to both of you because I know I didn't know, like, you the greatest. I knew her longer, but I definitely feel closer to both you guys. I definitely feel like you guys are headed in the right direction with this podcast.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, you guys are really showing women, Black women, that, like, hey, we started here. You can do the same thing.
Yeah.
It takes literally, it doesn't even have to take two, but it could just be them. But
good
it
shit
takes
one.
them, no matter what device they got or anything.
Very inspirational. She's been inspirational this whole time.
Yeah, what's your takeaway or
Oh my, I'm next. Girl, so I wrote, if y'all
English?
if y'all couldn't tell, I was writing basically the whole time just because I don't know. That's my thing now because these notebooks. I just bless us with these notebooks, so it makes me want to write in it. But so my takeaways are the notebook of accomplishments. I'm literally going to start that tomorrow. Yeah, I was about to say today, but tomorrow, because that is a really good thing to, like, actually have in your corner. You can just open your book up and just read up all the things you accomplished, because sometimes you outweigh the negative with the positive, and you don't really think of all the positive things that you've done in life. And so I think that'd be a good thing to have by my side. And then get back in the gym, because girl, I was just like you. Like, I have videos on my phone with 6-pack abs, but it's like I take maybe like a month off every
It's a
time.
consistency.
Yeah.
But you know, like, sometimes, like, you actually, like, I invested into a personal trainer.
Oh, okay.
So it's like when I did that, I was like, okay, I'm like, he's taking my money.
Yeah.
Of course I'm going to go. And then afterwards, that's when I quit my Home Depot job, so I couldn't afford him no more. And so I had to go to a regular gym. And then I found Finea, of course. But, like, if you're the type of person that you know that you can't do it just only by yourself, that means actually try to find somebody
like
or
you need
find those
motivation.
groups to be like, let me go every day. Or pay somebody to do it. And there's people who actually are trying to be personal trainers and have a lower price and don't be charging like $1 million freaking dollars. You know what I'm saying? So it's just your steps on how you want to take.
Okay.
Just be consistent.
They actually, I actually wrote something else down from what you just said. Get mentors, because she said a lot throughout this whole episode about how she's had people who was in her corner, whether it was her parents or whether it was, like, an actual mentor, a personal trainer, or somebody like that. So get mentors is another tip. And then something that you said the other day, and it's just like a really good quote. I hope I don't screw it up, but she was like, the sun and the moon.
Yeah. That was good. That was really good. I was like, I was
good.
mentally, you know, I didn't have no
I'm
notebook.
good at making quotes,
I was
guys.
mentally, I was like, oh, shit.
Right. That was nice.
I was like, that should be a little preview for the
yeah,
post on the show.
yeah.
Be like,
The
the
CP.
sun and the moon, and then had a word, the sun and the moon.
First of all, content
laugh.
creator. I'm gonna write that down.
Oh,
Nah, but that was a good inspirational quote. So both of y'all was just very inspirational. What was your takeaways?
Well, I'm going to leave you guys with something from my mommy. My mother always says that we all born with different abilities, but nobody's born a genius. Like, people have the ability to maybe learn quicker or faster or understand better than you, but they're not a genius. You have to make yourself a genius. So...
And sometimes you need that help from others.
Yeah.
And that's what I
And so,
meant for the mentors.
Yeah, that's one of my things. And my other thing is, I'm going to repeat one of my other quotes, is that ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, and knock and the door will open.
I love
Period.
that.
Okay. Bet. So once again, thank you for coming and joining us on our
This
podcast.
is my favorite episode ever.
Yeah, it was really like, I feel like
what
we
episode is this?
got a lot of, this is episode 3, season 2.
Okay.
But I feel like, yeah, this is like one of my favorite episodes as well, just because I feel like we got a lot out of it. You know, we learned a lot from it, and I feel like it will relate to the audience. You know, it touches their life a little bit more because it's what a lot of people are going through.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
You might have us blow up with this episode.
And I would just like to say thank you so much, Kaya, for coming up with this. You know?
Yeah, Kaya, for real.
No, I
she get it
literally
together. You see,
I had a little bit of a sleepless night over this because we do research for whatever our topic is for the week, and just thinking back about like how much I know about you and all of those things, I was like, no, this is the perfect. I called Sway and I was like, oh, Nia, I was like, this is the perfect topic. Like, we have to speak about this, you know. And I had already sent you what we're gonna do, what we're gonna talk about, and I felt so bad because I hate being unprofessional.
I totally did not mind it at all.
Yeah.
I was like, when I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, like
Yeah,
this
I
is
hate
it.
being unprofessional, and I was like, this is so unprofessional. But
Girl.
this topic is gonna be lit. It's gonna be
gonna
lit like a
amazing.
titty.
I love
But
it.
yeah, thanks again for coming.
Thank
and
you guys for having me.
Thank you guys for watching.
yeah.
Like
Don't
and-
forget to. Oh,
Okay,
got
go
it?
ahead, go
Okay.
ahead.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, of course, you know, follow those directions just I just said before. Also, we're going to probably ask you more questions in the description. So look at the description and then comment below whatever the question we ask. If you're watching, if you're tuning in on Apple Music or Spotify, please leave a rating. That really helps us with the views and, you know, the algorithm of everything. Also, follow us on Instagram at atlt.podcast if you want to be a part of our email list to learn more about our episodes or our events that we have coming up, like our ATL Eats that we're starting today.
Yeah, we have a little
really good.
a little soft introduction today.
Yes. So we'll tell you a little bit more about that. Probably on our Instagram page or on our next podcast. Most likely our Instagram page.
They're really
so
good with goodies.
Oh, no goodies today though.
just the foods.
yeah.
But yeah, if you want to be a part of our email list, go to our Instagram page, atlt.podcast, and our highlights that says email list. All we need is your name and email.
Yes. And again, thank you for coming.
Thank
This
you.
is your second time working with us, and we really enjoy having you. So thank you again.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.